Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on my channel Codophobia, and I hope that you and your family are in good health because these are very tough times now. The number of COVID cases and also deaths related to COVID cases are increasing day by day. So do take care of yourself and your family and also follow all the guidelines and precautions that are there for COVID. So do follow all the protocols at this moment. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about this cricket score predictor code that I have written long back. So this is like 2 years back, and like this code was written for predicting the first inning score in limited over cricket matches. Like using this code, like you would have seen in cricket matches, right? They write what will be the target score, right? So using this, you can do that prediction, like what will be the final score in the first innings of a team, like which is batting first. And this can be used for ODI matches, IPL matches, T20 matches, right? So in this, like this was written 2 years ago, but there was one issue with this. So the issue was that, of course, I have used some of the algorithms here, like linear regression algorithm of machine learning, random forest regression. And I have seen that I have got a very good response on this. Like many people have praised me on this code, like they like the code and they have also used this code, made modification to this. They have used the data set from here. So I have got a lot of good response on this. But the only issue here is that, see, I have the data here. But the issue with this data is that, like, this is one static data. But you know that, right? Cricket matches are being played every day. So this data will keep on changing every day. So how do you update this data, right? And also, how do you update and generate this data? So whatever latest data it is, right? How do you do that? So for that, I already had the code with myself, but I have not made that public. Like I was very lazy, I mean, at that time. And then I got a lot of requests from multiple people on this, like how can I get the updated data, right? So for that, I thought of writing another code. Basically, that code is this one, cricket score prediction data generator. So what this code will do is, so like for example, if you want to use the data here, right? So most of the times you want to use the latest data, right here. So how do you generate that latest data? So for that, again, I have written another code which can generate the latest data. So I will discuss about this code here. I'm not going to go into details of the code. I have written that code 2 years back. So I also don't remember everything like whatever I have written. But I have written some comments in the code that will help you understanding that. And also this code is very poorly written. So if you do understand this code, do make changes in this code, or like do improvements in this code, and also send me a like a merge request here. So let's see this code, like how this code is organized for data generation. So how do you generate the latest data for ODI matches, for T20 matches, for IPL matches? How do you do that? So of course, I have written the instructions here, like directly you can follow this and it will work well. So the only requirement is that you should have like Python installed on your system. That is the only requirement here. Well, let's first look at this code itself, right? All of this. So of course you have the data folder here. So if you go into data, so okay, I will go to one of the website, okay, from where actually I am getting this data. So I will copy this one. So from where I am getting all this data, right? So I am getting this data from this website, and then I am parsing this data using my code. So if you enter here, so you will see this is the GitHub, if you see Git, right? So it's not GitHub, this is Git, but you can see, right, they have the code here basically for cricket. So CrickSheet is the one that actually generates this data. So they have like a very well organized data for a lot of matches. I mean, right from like long before, I mean, like 10, 15 years before, I mean, like they have data for test matches, ODI matches, IPL, Big Bash, Caribbean Premier League, T20 Blast, right? Like Pakistan Super League, Super Smash, Women's Big Bash League. So they have a lot of data, right? So if you're working on some projects involving this involving cricket, right? You can use their data to train your models, use that models to predict something, right? A lot of other things also you can do. So do share with me, right? So if you use this data and do something wonderful, do share with me also, right? What you have done with this. So what I have done here is that they also have this data in the XML format, okay? So so if you go to downloads here, so like they have data in different formats, like they have also in CSV, XML format. So what I do is I typically okay, let me go. Yeah. So XML downloads are there, right? So what I'm doing is I am going to this repo basically, and here basically all their data is there in the form of XML files, okay? And from here I am like downloading the data and then parsing that data, okay? So so I have also like how to update this data. I will go, okay, I will go to this after some time. Okay, this is the data section that I have downloaded from there itself, okay? And next is the scripts. This is very important. Like, for example, I mean, the format is same. So if you go to my cricket score predictor data, right? And I'm not sure if I will be able to open it. Maybe if I view raw here, it will take some time. But yeah, you see, this is a kind of data in CSV format here. So you have match ID, date, venue, batting team, bowling team, batsman, bowler, all of this. So of course, this data also that this script, whatever data they will generate, they will be also in the same format of this. I mean, or same format of this. The format will not change. Okay. So let me close that. Now, of course, see, now you will have different requirements. So like I have 4 Python files here, like 4 different scripts here. So first one is that, okay, like whatever matches is there in their data, right? For all those matches, it will generate that data in that format for all the matches, ODI, T20, male and female matches, all matches it will generate, right? But most of the times you do not want data for all the matches, right? So I have also divided into 3 important data set. Like, so if you want just the data for IPL matches for prediction, like first score, final score prediction, then you can use this script to generate that data. If you only want the data for ODI matches, then use this script to generate the data. And if you want for all T20 matches, all T20 matches is all. I mean, not only the international T20 matches, even the IPL, Caribbean Premier League, Big Bash League, Pakistan Premier League, like all of these, right? For all of these, you can use this one. And then again, you have the choice here, right? Like, see, I have only included 4 scripts here, but sometimes what will happen, you want the data only for Big Bash League, right? You do not want the data for all the other matches. So you can easily change the code here. I will show you like how you can do the modification here. Now the first thing what you can do, I will say, is just run this code, allmatches.py, right? Now this will generate one file, allmatches.csv file, right? All the matches will be there. So you will see, okay, whatever competition has happened, like Big Bash, IPL. So all the matches data will be there. So look at the format of this data, all of this, right? From there you will understand, okay, like how to filter out later, right? How to. So for example, take example of IPL.py, okay? Okay, let me also, okay, yeah. So this code is like, I will go through one code. All the code are very similar. Just one change is there. One minor change happens. The first change is that like whatever data this generates. So this will be like stored in a file called ipl.csv. Okay. Similarly for odi.py, it will be stored in odi.csv, right? The files are different, like for all the output. But the only other thing that changes is this thing. This is very important. Let me go here. Okay. See, I only want to filter ODI matches, right? So that's why I have included this like line number 118, right? So if competition not equal to IPL, so I want only the data for IPL matches. So if the basically CO competition variable, COMP variable stores what is the competition name, whether it is IPL, whether it is Big Bash League, whether it is any other, maybe Caribbean Premier League, right? So according to that, I am filtering it here. So like, for example, let's say you want the data for Big Bash League, for example, right? then you can mention if competition not equal to big bash league here, right? Continue means, I mean, if competition is not IPL, ignore the, do not go ahead, okay? Again, go backward. That's what continue typically means. Like it will again go to the for loop that is above, I mean, will go there. It will ignore all the other matches. So this will only process the IPL matches, right? Similarly, like take another example, ODI matches, okay? See, I have only changed one ODI.csv is the file that will store the result. Everything else, everything else is same. And if you go down, see, I only want the ODI matches that are played by men, right? I do not want the female ODI matches, right? So for that, what I have done is if match type not equal to ODI, because M type variable here stores like what is the format, whether it is ODI, whether it is T20, whether it is test match, right? It stores that. Or gender not equal to male. This is also important because even if gender is female, I do not want the, like they also play ODI matches, right? But I do not want their data. Of course, you can filter it here depending on your requirements. I have made 4 custom scripts here that can be used by you. And you can always make changes to this line, like how you want to filter it, right? You can always do that. And one, like if you are very good at Excel, Microsoft Excel, you are very good at that, then the best thing is that, okay, run this all matches.py, right? Run this code. You will get data for all the matches. Of course, it will take some time for generation of data. Like it can take a lot of time because it has to read all the files, do the pre-processing. So it can take a lot of time. But you will get the data for all the matches there. Now, if you are very good at Microsoft Excel, then you can do the filtering in the Excel itself if you want to, right? You do not want to run all these codes. For example, of course, in this, like when you generate the data for this, you will see there like there are different columns, right? In one column, competition will be there. In one column, match type will be there. So you can easily use Microsoft Excel to filter those out if you want to, like if you're very good at that. Or either do modification to the code. Let's go back now. So these are the scripts basically. And then, yeah, these are the 2 important ones. Now the simple thing is, okay, I will also show you the demo here, like how to run it. Okay, I have already written the instruction here, how to run the code. Just do this, git clone this thing, okay? Of course, you should have git installed on your system. That is important. And I will go here, I will run this command, okay? Of course, it will take some time here for processing. And after that, I will have a new folder here, like in my present directory. Yeah, so finally, like I have cloned this repo from GitHub. Now what I will do is I will go into this folder, okay? And of course, I will have like whatever data was there, right? Now, it's quite simple. Like if you want to go to scripts now, cd script. So I will change the directory to script. And now, like for example, I want now if I do ls, I have those or 4 files, right? Now take example, I want to generate data for ODI matches, right? This ODI.py. I only want to generate the cricket prediction data only for male matches and also ODI, right? So I can just, okay, of course I have like, this is a Python code, so it does have some dependency. So for that, you have to follow this. Like if you see the second line, you have to create a virtual environment. Like if you do not do this, what will happen is you will get some error, I mean, in the code. So just run this, copy paste, run this code, okay? Now it will take some time, and then of course, give me a virtual environment where I can run my code, okay? So it is installing some libraries now. Yeah, it's done now. Now what I will do is, of course, I have to activate the virtual environment also. Like you do not understand what this is, do Google search and you will understand what virtual environments are. Now I also, okay, I have not written here, okay. I will edit this, but the third line here should be basically, you have to activate the virtual environment, right? Source virtual environment bin activate here, okay. I will edit the readme file, but yeah, this will be the third line. And after this, basically you have to download the requirements. So the requirements are there in the requirement text.txt. From there, I will download the dependencies here, whichever I have, okay. So it's giving me an error that, okay, it's basically that, okay, I have to go back because the requirement text file is there. Yeah, it's here. So let me clear my screen now. Let me run again. requirements of txt. So this should like a beautiful soup is needed, LXML is needed. These are dependencies. So it will install all of this. Now it's fine. Now I can again go to scripts. Now I can run any code. For example, Python odi.py. Okay. So basically, this will start running the code. So like I told you, right? I already have the data in this data folder. Like whatever I have downloaded from that Crick sheet, right? I have already have that. So this will start iterating over all the files and check, okay, in like which files are ODI files, right? And then basically, okay, it will take a lot of time, I mean, because like there are a lot of files here, a lot of matches. So I mean, like you can just start. You can just run this script and do other tasks and come back after 1 hour, maybe. Like it will take a lot of time. So it is processing each file, right, serially, right? It will take a lot of time. And okay, let me do one thing. Let me, I mean, close this. This is a demo here. So I have interrupted this, but you should not, like if you want the whole data. Now, okay, if I do ls, you see there is one new file here, odi.csv. So basically, this is the file in which the ODI data will be stored. Or maybe you can do less command and ODI. Okay. So you see here, right? All the data are here. So match ID, date, venue, format, which tournament it is, gender, batting team, bowling team. So it's the same as that one, right? If all the details are here, I mean, so you can use this, right? And let me close this. So similarly, you can do for others also, T20 and others like all matches, IPL, if whatever you want, right? You can follow this. So this is all regarding to how to run the code. But one more thing is important here. So see, I mean, a lot of matches are getting played, right? So this data will keep on changing over time. So, okay, of course, I like this data, whatever I have here, right? So this data is like up to date till now, right? Till today. But if some new matches will happen like tomorrow or after some months, so those data will not be here. So how do you update your data, right? With the current data, right? So this website, right? Crick, so this website, right? Cricksheet.com, right? They keep on updating the data. So what, so this is the how to update data set. This is very important. Okay. Now see, one important thing you have to do is you have to clone their repo because their data is there in their repo, right? So you have to clone this. For take this example, I will show you here. So let's say I want to update my data, okay? So I will go back, okay, here. So this is my data here, right? CD data. This is my current data here. But I want a updated data, right? So what I will do is I will clone this repo, XML, this one. We'll clone this here. Like this repo will have the latest data, right? At any time. So this will take a lot of time because a lot of data is getting fetched, right? So it will take a lot of time. Now, if I do ls here, I have another folder called cricksheet.xml, and this contains the latest data, updated data, right? Now, like there are a lot of things we can do to update. So basically, your data should be stored in data folder. And if you go to data folder, see how it is stored, right? Go to data. See, there are 9 folders here, and if you go to any folders, like there will be a lot of XML files here. Like if you do ls here, a lot of XML files are there, right? I will clear the screen now. So this is the structure of your data, right? So this should be the format of it. Let me go, okay, back and again back. Okay. Now, if I see, now see the next step here. Okay. So of course, what you can do is you can delete the old data. Okay. Like, okay, sometimes you want to also keep the old data, right? Because see, now we want to update with the new data. You have two options: delete the old data or change the name of this old data folder to something else. Anything you can do. For example, I do not want to delete the data. What I will do, I will move this data. Okay. Basically, I'm renaming this folder to some other name, maybe old data, maybe let's say, okay. Now you see, I do not have data folder, I have the old data folder, okay. Now what I will do is, so in this Cricksheet XML, if you go inside this, you see, there is a folder called data here. Okay. Now what I will do is quite simple. From this Cricksheet XML, I will copy this data folder into the main directory. Okay. I will go back again. Okay. Just I will run this. You can, so basically see, this the second step is either you can delete the data or you can use move, you can use move command, right? To, I mean, rename the folder. I have used the move command to rename the folder. Next is I will copy this data here. So you have to be present in the, I mean, basically the main directory, right? When you clone this, right, you should be present in this directory, cricket score prediction data generator. Then run this code. Sorry, this is wrong. Okay, let me copy this again. cp minus r because I want to copy a folder, and then which is the folder I want to copy from this Cricksheet XML data folder I want to copy in my current directory. So just run this command. It may take some time for copying. A lot of data is here. Yeah, so it will take some time. After that, copying will be done. Now, if you run the ls command here, you should see, right? You have again a data folder here. And this data folder contains the latest data, right? That is like that I have fetched from the Cricksheet website, right? And of course, this is the old data. Now, this data folder, the naming is important here. You should not change the name of this folder to something else, because in the, like, if you go to my code here, like I have hard coded it here, so you should not change it. If I go to ipl.py, so you see my code here, right? Like I have hard coded it here, right? So you should keep all the files inside data folder. So this is hard coded here. The name of the folder in which data is there should be data itself, right? And it should be in the same format as it is there in the Cricksheet XML, right? 1 to 9 folders and XML files inside that. So again, you can go to data here and you should be able to see that format again, right? 1 to 9 is there, right? And we have got the latest data here. So these are the two important things, right? I wanted to cover here. Of course, one is the how to run the code, and sometimes you may need to update the data sheet itself, right? So how to do that. And I hope like this should be enough for like running this code and also fetching the latest data. And once you have the latest data, then of course the code I have written for prediction of the first inning total, right? And once you have generated the data here, right? From here you can easily copy this data for the cricket prediction algorithm, right? Like you can copy this data there and train your models there, predict results using the model there, right? So this would be easy. So that's all for this video. And like if you have, like, I have tried my best to clarify most of the things. Yeah, of course I have not gone through the code itself, like how I have written the script for generating the data itself. So, okay, I will just go through once, I mean, like, just to make you understand what I have done. Okay. So this code was not written for like generating the data itself. This code was written for generating a scorecard for all the matches, right? So for all the matches, I was generating a scorecard. So for this was the main intention of my code. Like then I modified this code to generate the data for that training purpose for prediction algorithm. So this is quite simple. So first what I'm doing is I am iterating over all the files, right? Like all the data files that I have in data folder, okay? And then of course, those are in XML format, XML files. So I need to parse those files, right? So I have used beautiful soup library in Python to parse it. And of course, you can look at documentation of this, that will be helpful. And then from then I am parsing the team names, match type and everything if you see, right? I am parsing the winner of the match and result of the match and like city, like in which city the match was played, which competition was it, and match venue and multiple things I have passed here, right? Now this one is the important one. Like so basically in this data, right? You have innings, so you get ball by ball data of like whatever happened on each ball, right? So for every ball you will get the data, okay? Like how many runs were scored on that ball, was a wicket taken on that ball, like all this data is there for each ball. They have a data. So I am now iterating over all the innings, first inning, second innings, third innings or fourth innings in a test matches, and then I'm collecting all this data. Like you see, So first I am iterating over all the innings, and of course, in the innings what will be there? There will be deliveries, right? So like a number of deliveries will be there in innings. So secondly, I am iterating over all the deliveries, like what happened on first delivery, what happened on second delivery, like who was the batsman facing first delivery, who was on the non-striker, how many runs were scored on that delivery, right? Was it a wide? Was it a no ball, right? So this is the parsing extras. So checking if it was a wide, whether that delivery was no ball, and whether it was leg buys, right? Once I do this, of course, I also want to maintain one more thing here, right? So the data is in format of ball by ball, right? So how do you get the score of the batsman, right? How do you get how many wickets the bowler took in that match, right? How do you do this? So of course you have to write some code for that. So that's what I have written here. Calculate information for bowler and batsman. So this code, what it does is it will keep summing up runs for the batsman. Similarly for bowlers also, it will keep adding all the data for a bowler, like how many balls he has bowled, how many maiden overs he has bowled. So everything data is there in this one. So this is the logic for basically doing that. And yeah, a lot of things are like if balls equal to 6, that means it's an over, and I have incremented over. Like all the details are there. I also do not remember all of this. Do go through this code, and if you have any doubts, do ask me. I'm in the comment section. And yeah, next one is also you have to parse the wickets, right? Like who took the catch, who took the wicket, whether it was a stumping, run out, everything, right? So this logic is like this code written for parsing those, I mean. And at last, it's mostly like, okay, what is the current run rate and last 5 over runs, last 5 over run rate, like all of these are calculated. And last, you can see, right? So I am keep appending the data for each delivery. And last, I am creating the data set. Like with all this, whatever data I have, I'm creating a data set and showing that in a file. So this is the code here, and like I cannot go into very details of this code. Like I do not remember exactly all the code that I've written here. But yeah, if you find some issues with this code, right? Do comment, and maybe you can fix it by yourself, right? And you can send me a merge request there on the repo itself, right? Yeah. So these are all the details, and I hope this would be enough for getting started. And if you do have any doubts, like I will always try to clarify those. And yeah, like if you do like the code that I have written, and like if this is useful for you, right? Do not forget to give me a star on this repo here. Like it will motivate me a lot, and of course it will give me a lot of happiness, right? So seeing that other people are using my code and giving me stars, right? So that will make me feel very good. So do that. I mean, if this code is helpful for you, and if you do have any suggestions, any doubts or anything, do comment on this video or for the same. So that's all for this video, and do take care of yourself and your family during this time, right? Follow all the precautions. Thank you.